Hello, once again. Just wait and see what I've got for you today. Well, if you've seen the thumbnail, you know what I've got for you today. But here it is, the 2019 BMW i8 Roadster. Let's check this out in more detail. All right, let's begin with styling. I know not everybody is a fan of the way this car looks, but I've always liked the look of this car. Honestly, I can't understand why anyone wouldn't like the way this looks. It's just very, very cool. Look at all these different air openings. It's a very funky looking car. Gets a lot of attention. So if you're the sort of person who doesn't like to draw attention to themselves, then this might not be the car for you. Especially when you're getting in and out of the car, because you reach under here, press that, and the door opens up. Let me get the other door. But if you do like striking a pose, then you will definitely like the i8, especially in Roadster form. Of course, you want to see the roof go up and down. Let me show you. So what about the interior? Well, let's get in and find out. Being a carbon tubbed vehicle with swing up doors, it's not the easiest thing to get in and out of, especially if you have back injuries. But let's look at it in more detail. The interior of the i8 is still a very nice place to be. And I say still because this car first came out just over 10 years ago in coupe form. And the interior didn't really change throughout its production life. So by the time the i8 Roadster came about, the interior was still pretty much the same, and it would stand up quite well even today, if not for the LCD screens. They're let's just say the game has moved forward quite a bit since then. But hey, all the information is here, all the tech is here, so nothing really to complain about. If you're quite big or quite tall, you will find the interior to be a little bit on the cramped side. I'm not very tall, but I'm not a small guy. I'm perfectly all right with this. Once you're in, settled, it's quite good. You don't really feel that you need more space. However, since this is a Roadster version, if you need more space, you can always drop the top. To put the roof up and down, you have to lift this. There's a switch in here, and then push that down, and the roof will come down. Voila! Let's get to the powertrain. Well, unfortunately, I can't open up any latch to reveal its engine, or should I say engines, because it's got more than one type of engine propelling it. But yeah, you can't see any of that, because if I open this trunk area, you'll see that it's just a trunk, which is right now full with the charger and the tripod I have there. But the engine lives here. It's a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbo. Now this engine powers the rear wheels. Up front is a electric motor that powers the front wheels. Now total system output is 369 horsepower and 420 pounds-feet of torque. Those are quite impressive numbers. The transmission, given that this is not a fully electric vehicle, it actually has a transmission, a 6-speed ZF automatic with paddle shifters, so you can have a bit of fun. It's a lot of fun. Trust me on that. So, how quick is this thing? Well, let's put it in sport mode and find out. It's quick, it's very satisfyingly quick. Okay, so out driving the i8 Roadster. Now the i8 has always been quite a polarizing vehicle. A lot of people didn't care for the looks or the size of its engine. Trust me, they were missing out, because what this car was a glimpse into the future. This is the world's first plug-in hybrid sports car. Even the Acura NSX 2nd Gen, which came out in 2017, was not a plug-in hybrid. It was a hybrid, but not a plug-in hybrid. The new C8 Corvette E-Ray, hybrid, but not a plug-in hybrid. This is a plug-in hybrid. When this was new, the only other plug-in hybrid sports cars or supercars that were available included the Porsche 918 Spyder, the Ferrari LaFerrari, and the McLaren P1. Current plug-in hybrid offerings include the Lamborghini Revuelto, McLaren Artura, and the Ferrari 296. Oh, also the Ferrari SF90. So the fact that BMW had offered a plug-in hybrid more than a decade ago really showed that they had some foresight into where the future was going. And trust me, they created one hell of a car, because not only is it technologically advanced, it's also fast. One of the best features about the i8 are its multiple personalities, because if I push this button here called E-Drive. And as long as your battery is charged, it has become an electric car. If this 11.6 kilowatt hour battery pack is fully charged, you can do about 40 kilometers of pure e-driving. That might not sound like a lot, but trust me, for a lot of people, that's more than enough for everyday use. If I get out of e-drive and into sort of normal mode, then it's like any other hybrid where it uses the electric power for assist, but it's largely relying on the 3-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine. I suspect most people who have these cars, this is how they typically end up driving it. However, when you're approaching the right set of roads, what you want to do is put the lever over here. You're in sport mode, you have paddle shifter. Boy, this car can handle. It's all very clever how it does what it does, but the end result is pure sports car. This is not a gimmick. This is a real sports car. As nice as the i8 is to drive on twisty roads, what's even more fun, put it in sport mode and hit the highway. Is so good. It is, you have to experience it. It's remarkable what it achieves with relatively skinny tires. It has skinny tires because they wanted a good mix between eco and grip. I think they achieved a remarkable balance. Car is so much fun on the highway. I've been lucky enough to have had these on several occasions. I used to go pick them up from BMW head office in Richmond Hill and bring them to London. So long drives, and trust me, on long drives it really shines. It's not only comfortable, but it is incredibly enjoyable. And guess what? When you're driving it in sport mode, it also charges up the battery. So when you reach the city again, you just drive in E mode and go silently through downtown. No need to waste any gas. Honestly, BMW was on their A game when they developed this car. Shame on those who didn't give it enough credit, didn't buy this car, because they missed out on an incredible machine. Simply incredible. So with the roof down, and the side windows up, and the rear glass up, is quite pleasant to drive. There's very little wind buffeting. So convertible that won't give you a headache when driving with the roof off. What a novel idea. So if you're not obsessed with cubic inches or big horsepower numbers, do yourself a favor. Try out an i8. Drive it with an open mind. I think it'll win you over. It has won me over for sure. Fuel economy. Well, you press this to open the fuel flap. That's where you put in the gas. And in a test cycle I did in the past where I charged it quite a bit and I also drove it on the gas engine quite a bit, I did a test cycle where I averaged 6 liters per 100 kilometers. That's nuts. That's incredible. This has to be the most fuel efficient sports car with a combustion engine ever. I can't think of any that can do better fuel economy than this. Oh, and if you want to charge the battery pack, you open up this flap and there you go. That's how you plug and charge this car. Mind you, if you drive around in sport mode, that also charges up the battery. Although then your average fuel economy might suffer a bit, quite a bit. If you're interested, this particular example is currently for sale, at least at time of filming, at BMW London at 124,849. It's a bargain. These were about $180,000 when new in Canada, so something with just over 10,000 kilometers. Yeah, this is quite the deal. Final verdict: the i8 was ahead of its time. Maybe that's what hurt it, that it was too forward thinking. Other car companies are just starting to catch up. I still don't think anyone else has come up with a sports car with EV and combustion technology melded as well together as in this vehicle. I definitely think this will be a future classic. People will appreciate this more over time than they currently do. If I could, I'd bring this home myself. I think it'll be worth it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe. Thank you.